Yeah, bro! How'd yeehaw! Yeah, bro!
Welcome back to another episode of Gone Spearing with Scott Ferguson. This time we headed to a different spot over on the west side of Big Island of Hawaii. It's a spot I've frequented many times with Brian, who's one of my other dive buddies, and we've usually had some pretty good success every time we get out and dive here. I was back to my old antics. When I first got in the water, I started missing a few shots, but with some patience and just getting used to holding my breath again, it's been over a week since I dove, I was able to get on the fish and allow the fish to get quite a bit closer to me, which greatly increases your chances of making a kill. So Nye and I were lucky enough to be joined by Jonah on this dive. So it made for good times, 3 people, we had a 3-prong. Jonah was able to get some mempachi and raid a few mempachi holes, so we got quite a few fish on this particular visit. When we first left the cove that we had put in at, we saw some dolphins just right outside of the breaks, and we were hoping that we'd be able to swim with them as soon as we got out, but unfortunately they swam away. In this video though, you can actually hear them if you listen carefully. It's the high-pitched noises in the background. You'll see there's some chub I was targeting here. Missed my second shot, so I'm 0 for 2 for the dives on this particular visit. The Hawaiian name for mempachi is actually Pualu, and they're a type of soldier fish. These guys are nocturnal. They hang out in caves during the day, and so they make for an excellent target when you dive down and check out these caves. We were able to see quite a few of them. They're pretty fast. They have big eyes, so they can see you really well, and they dart away as soon as you get down and start looking into their hidey holes. But if you've got a 3-prong, it's an excellent type of fish to target. Jonah kept raiding these mempachi holes, and he ended up coming up with some success. So we're pretty stoked to see us start to put some fish on the board. After several dives, we came across this ravine where the water depth dropped to around 30 feet. It had a nice sandy bottom, which made it perfect for veke, or types of goatfish. They like to hang out in these areas. Here you see Nye diving down, trying to see if he can get into some of those goatfish. After seeing some veke swimming around, I decided to have a go at him myself, and things got a little bit interesting after I got down. I dove down and tried to use the terrain to my advantage by perching myself on the side of the ravine where I could see the veke swimming below. As I drifted down, a large fish came in to check out what I was doing. I immediately recognized the curious fish as a type of surgeonfish and knew it would be good eating. Its size alone made me want to take it. So as soon as I got within range, I pulled the trigger, and I was extremely psyched to make the kill. As I got to the surface and brought the fish closer to me, I could see that the shot had actually pierced through the back of the fish, and the fish was at risk for tearing off. So Nye was very helpful in this case. He dove down, grabbed the fish, secured him, and made sure that the fish did not tear off and swim away.
Yeah, he's a biggie.
I didn't want him to get ripped off.
I know, I was concerned he was going to rip. I appreciate the help.
So after Nye secured the fish, he was able to dispatch it quickly, and we added it to our buoy. So this type of fish ended up being a Pualu, or a yellowfin surgeonfish. These guys actually get up to 22 inches, so mine is probably a little over half that size. So I can't imagine getting a massive 22-inch version of one of these guys. Jonah found this giant conch shell. It still had living invertebrate in there. We debated keeping it, but we didn't have a net to hold on to it, so we ended up letting it loose. I guess they can be really good to eat if you steam them. You get quite a bit of meat out of there, and then you can of course keep the shell. But here you see Nye in his element attacking a roy. It ends up getting a great shot on him, another big roy. So that's the last 3 times I've gone out with him, he's gotten a pretty good sized roy. It's pretty awesome. You can tell I was pretty psyched by the tones of my voice underwater.
Nice work, man. Yeah, he's a monster.
I saw another lay from the surface, so I dove down and was able to get a kill shot on this one. I was pretty psyched. Again, these fish make excellent sashimi. In this case, we combined the meat from this fish with the Pualu and made some pan-seared fish tacos. Started to get more of the target-rich environment with some of the goatfish. In this instance, I didn't quite see any that were within my range, so I didn't feel like missing another shot. Hung out for a little bit, just sort of enjoyed the ambiance of all the fish before I headed back to the surface. After swimming around the surface for a while, I spotted some moo way out away from where we were diving. I dove down and tried to call them in. Moo are notoriously difficult to bring in close. You need a decent bottom time for them to get curious enough to come over and get within range. In this case, I got down, called. Some of the larger ones seemed interested, but they weren't interested enough to get within my range. Here you can barely see them. They're about midway in the water column, and they're those white flashes that you can see out there. After I recovered, I dove down where I'd seen the moo in the past. And so got down to the bottom, laid there, tried to make some noise, throw up a little bit of sand to attract these fish to me so I could get within range. After being under for just shy of about a minute, I was able to get this small moo to come in, broadside me, and I got a great shot. It's always fun heading to the surface knowing you got a cool fish. And I was pretty psyched as well.
Yeah, bro! How'd yeehaw! Yeah, bro! Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah!
These guys are great eating. The meat was amazingly flaky, very clean tasting. We ate this fish the day after we'd taken it.
It's so tiny. Baby moo.
This fish may not have been huge, but it was a big deal for me. It was my first moo, and it took some patience and a well-aimed shot to make the kill. So I was psyched. It's really nice to be diving with folks that look out for you, both safety-wise and are psyched when you get a fish. It's been a lot of fun learning with these guys, along with Brian as well, and I couldn't ask for better dive partners.
How many fish did we get? How many fish did we get? Like 10, maybe? We had like 10 fish. We got, me and Jonah were looking for like cave fish, like alaihi and roy, and maybe an uhu, but.
So we had a good day, excellent day fishing over here on Kona's side. Undisclosed location. Only some of you know where it is. You know who you are. So thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, let us know how we can improve our spearfishing. Leave us a like. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button.
Smash it.
Smash it.
Smash it.
And look forward to seeing you guys in the future. Thanks again. I'm hoping to make a video specifically on target species for new Spearos in Hawaii. That was one of the most difficult things to learn when I started just last year, was what fish should we be going for when we go on these dives. So I'm gonna come up with the top 5 fish that a new spear fisherman using a 3-prong should target, and discuss sort of those species in a future video. So if you have a suggestion on what types of species you'd like to see in this top 5 list, please leave a comment below, and we can help some new folks get out there and get spearing, and so that they can get some food on their table as well. I've gotten some questions about what type of equipment I've been using when I go out on these trips. I'm planning to make a video specifically aimed at addressing my gear, what I take in my dive bag. So look for that in the future. I've got a couple subscribers actually interested in doing a dive together here on the Big Island. So if you're interested, reach out. Hopefully we can get together and do a subscriber dive. It'd be pretty awesome to connect with some of you guys and get out and see what type of fish we can get, and we can talk about it, have a good time. And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you guys in the future.